The BBC is Britain's state broadcaster. It's supposed to know best and look after us. Its nickname in the UK is even Aunty. If you had an auntie who demanded money off you and brought nonsense round to your house. But a huge lapse of judgment by the BBC was discovered this week when it turned out that a drill rapper promoted and praised by the BBC is this guy, Jake Fahri, who brutally killed this boy, 16-year-old Jimmy Mizen, in 2008. Fahri was sentenced to life imprisonment, but this is Britain, where the jails are frequently emptied of violent criminals to make way for people who've posted naughty memes. So Fahri was released in 2023, aged just 33, which isn't really a life imprisonment. And he doesn't seem to have learned his lesson either. He's now a drill rapper. I thought a drill rapper was what my wife put around my Christmas present, but no, apparently a drill rapper is one of these socially degenerate little wanks who does little songs about how much he likes killing people while claiming benefits that we pay for. His lyrics blatantly glorify his criminal violence. Stick it on a man and watched him melt like Ben and Jerry's. Sharpen up my blade, I've got to keep those necessary. Stay alert and kept it ready, any corner could be deadly. Judge took a look at me before the trial even started. He already knows he's going to throw the book at me. See a man's soul fly from his eyes and his breath gone. And Jake Fahri, who goes under the rap name of 10, also apparently admits to lying under oath in court, saying, I don't talk because I'm signed to the streets. Went to court, put my hand on that book, and I lied through my teeth. After playing his track, the BBC DJ Theo Johnson told listeners, "Oh, you see 10, yeah? He delivers the bars in a certain way that makes him really stand out to me. I'm really liking what I'm hearing when I'm hearing what he's laying down at the moment. And I know my producer Casey is a big fan as well, and she's been singing his praises and proper rocking with his tunes." Is there anything more cringeworthy than a state propaganda unit trying to beat down with the kids? Bling bling, skibbity toilet, disposable vaping guys, radical. Shut up and make TV shows about antiques and ballroom dancing. You're a nepotistic Oxbridge cabal of elitist milquetoast ponces. You're not Oxide or Neutrino. Stop trying to appeal to people who don't even watch the BBC. It's also typical of the backslapping of the Chatterati's condescending elevation of anything crappy. Oh, he's so authentically urban and grimy, really quite exciting. But this isn't just a little oopsie. This negligence not only re-traumatized the Mizen family, but also provided a platform for a convicted murderer to profit from his crime. The BBC then made a decision to stop playing Fahri's music without issuing a formal apology. It's not even the first time the BBC has faced criticism for its handling of drill music and its potential links to violent crime. In 2023, the broadcaster aired Drill on Trial, a programme exploring the relationship between UK drill music and the authorities, who blame it for the rise in violent crime, which was accused of glorifying criminal behaviour. The BBC said nobody at the station knew of 10's true identity. Why not look under his balaclava then? It's strange because the BBC have anointed themselves as the moral arbiters of the national discourse through their BBC Verify service, which ordains which things are true and which things are false, and employs 60 people to do so. Of course, BBC Verify is itself completely biased. They even described Labour activist Dan Needle as an independent tax expert and made a string of false claims about Carl Benjamin. And BBC Verify is run by somebody who lied on their CV, and it's weird that the BBC are fawning over this convicted murderer because the BBC can be very harsh on the slightest criminality when they want to. Almost a third of convictions of women in the UK are for not paying the TV licence fee, and approximately 3/4 of the 34,000 prosecutions for non-payment of the TV licence were against women. Yeah, that's right, I said TV licence fee. I'd better explain for people who don't live in a communist dystopia. In Britain, you have to buy a licence to own a television. If you don't, then the BBC will literally send apparatchiks round to your house, and if they find an unlicensed television, you can be fined and arrested. The licence fee is a regressive flat tax. Paupers pay the same amount as millionaires. The money raised from the BBC licence fee goes towards BBC state propaganda and social engineering to convince people that Israel is evil, drag queens are wonderful, and Britain has always been a mainly sub-Saharan African country, and it also pays the generous salaries of a range of paedophiles. Interestingly, people have served more time in jail for not paying their TV licence than the BBC newsreader Hugh Edwards did for being a nonce. Honestly, the way Hugh Edwards was treated was astonishing. While people who post memes critical of government policy get their doors booted in and are carted off off to jail after being caught with the worst category of images, Edwards was bailed to return home, where he would have been able to get all the hard drives the police didn't find and smash them with a hammer. And the phone that Hugh Edwards used to access these images has been lost. So we'll never know the full extent of what Hugh Edwards was up to with his phone, nor who else he was communicating with. And he walked free from court with a slap on the wrist. Now, if you actually pay your TV licence fee, you might be wondering how much of it gets spent on paedophiles. Hugh Edwards was on nearly £500,000 a year. I mean, it's not as much as Gary Lineker, but it's a lot more than most people who pay the TV licence fee. They're shaken down for £170 a year, by the way. Even after Hugh was suspended, the BBC continued to pay Hugh Edwards £200,000. Now, Hugh pleaded guilty to crimes that occurred in December 2020 to April 2022, so it's about 16 months. He was on a salary of nearly 500 grand over that period, so he was paid about £640,000. With the TV licence bringing in revenues of £5 billion over that 16 months, about 0.0128% of these revenues were spent on this paedophile. So if you were paying your licence fee during the time that Hugh Edwards was committing his crimes, you'd personally have paid 3 pence to an active paedophile. Never mind the other ones who haven't been caught. But the good news is, I have a little loophole to get out of paying the TV licence fee. What I do is, I don't pay it. When they send me letters saying I don't have a TV licence and I need to pay the fee, I say, well, I don't have a licence for the microwave either. Then I laugh and I put the letter in the bin. About 15 years ago, the BBC sent a man round to my house with a clipboard, and I answered the door in my boxers, really hungover, and he said, do you have a TV? Because there's no TV licence at this address. And I said, yeah, I've got a TV, but I just use it for Xbox and DVDs. Come on in, mate, come and have a look. And he said, no, that's okay. I'll just tick the box on this form that says you don't need one. So that's it. Just answer the door, sweaty and mostly naked and vaguely sexually threatening, and the BBC are more likely to offer you a job than charge you the TV licence. Anyway, some good news. That drill rapper Fahri has been rearrested and recalled to prison for breaching his parole conditions, apparently over a video he recorded, and authorities will be scrutinising his lyrics and activities related to his music. With him back behind bars, hopefully a BBC-style Predator will be going to town on him, so next time he's released he can rap about his gag reflex. Anyway, you know it's cheaper than the licence fee? Sign up to my Patreon from as little as £3 a month to support me making these videos. Okay, the production values might not be quite as good as the BBC, there's not quite the same range of programming, but I promise not to shove wankster rap down your neck or crap on your heritage. I've got a video coming out soon about why the British Empire was great, so if you want to see that, then click on the link below and sign up. Okay, thanks for listening. I've been Leo Kearth. Bye. Bye bye.